Well, welcome to OnlySams, where it's only me this time. The other Sam, Mr. Sam Quattrini, we just dropped him off at kindergarten, so he can't be here. He's going to do so good. I patted his head. Oh, he had a Lunchables. Oh, I'm on spring break from school, so I'm not in Pittsburgh, and we couldn't sync up, so I'm just going to do a quick episode by myself. So already so boring, which is great. But what I'm going to be doing is first, of course, it's Whiskey Wednesday. So let's see what we got. Tomorrow is St. Paddy's Day. And I thought it would be fun to have a little spin on the Irish coffee. So I have this nice cup of coffee, and I also have some Irish cream that I made yesterday. Yes, like Bailey's, but way better. So I'm going to go ahead and pour it up, and let's see what happens. Little Irish cream in my Irish coffee. It's basically just Irish whiskey and sweetened condensed milk and heavy whipping cream, almond extract, vanilla extract, instant coffee grounds, chocolate syrup. That's basically it. So let's give it a little taste. Oh, it's so delicious. You should make some for yourself. Man, does it bang. It really gets you in touch with your Irish roots. Oh, yummy. We're just going to go ahead and answer some questions that we got over the past week. If you didn't know, this past week we dropped our latest single and video for Hands of God. If you haven't seen it, it's on BBTV's YouTube channel, or it's on all major streaming platforms like Spotify, Apple Music. To answer one of the questions, Aaron said, when is the album coming out? Well, we're not good enough to write an album. We are so slow. So we have just an EP coming out. We're trying to come out with one every year. Usually ends up being every 2 years because we're all so busy with our own stuff. We're so busy. So the EP is coming out April 1st. So just a mere, I guess that's almost 2 weeks away now. 2.5. 2 weeks and 2 days. Yeah, it is. It's 2 weeks away. So get ready for that. That is crazy. I can't believe that. 2 weeks. So you'll have the 2 singles that are already out and 2 that you haven't heard before. So that'll be awesome. How did Sam Q become part of the band? From Frankie. So Sam, he produced our first album called Burden, and then we just kept going back to him for like the Empty Eyes EP. He did a lot of the recording work, even though we sent it off to be mixed and mastered by Chris Whitehead, the drummer from Body Snatcher. He did a great job. And then Sam kept doing vocal stuff for me for another project I was involved in, and then for this EP that's coming out. And then eventually he was like, hey, and we had a member quit, unfortunately, and he came in and filled the spot. He's doing great. That's the only nice thing I'll say about him ever. Best piss taken. Discuss the criteria you're using to assess as well. I could appreciate a good little PP. So best ever, probably. I'm not even going to use criteria. I'm actually going on based on relief from pain. That's my criteria. So driving back from northern New York, about a 5-hour drive, I just chugged so many liquids, and I was just with a bunch of people that are like, push through. And as a kid, I could just feel my abdomen throbbing with that good PP. So when I got home, it was about a 5-minute drain, and that was probably the best. It was absolute euphoria. How has your music evolved to this point, and where do you see it going? I guess it depends on what your viewpoint is. Some people might see it as going from bad to worse. The way I see it is the band started out with kind of, I guess it was like a concept record that I did not write, and it was kind of about pirates-ish, seafaring voyagers. And then we kind of moved away from that, wrote some other stuff that we never released. Moved into Empty Eyes, where it was mostly, Doug wrote basically all of it. There was only like one session where me and him sat down and finished a song. So Doug and I wrote the song Empty Eyes together. And then the other ones he wrote basically all by himself from the Empty Eyes EP. And then we just handed it over to Antonio, and Antonio did his drum stuff. because only he knows what he can do, and it becomes much better when he does it. I just kind of decided to write about whatever I was feeling, and that hasn't changed. I did the same thing, but I started incorporating some more singing, which where I think it's going to get better, because it was just me and Doug writing music for a while, which turned out fine and good and true to our sound. But now we have Sam Quattrini on top, who's unfortunately not here today. He really knows how to pump out some good demos. So from what we've heard so far, it sounds like he's going to be a great fit. He's going to complement our styles really well and help us speed up the process while being like, this section isn't really music. Like if you listen to the Empty Eyes intro, that was just me being like, what if we just did another dun 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 dun? And Doug was like, okay, I'll do a little tappy guy on top of that. And Sam's gonna be there to be like, how about we write real music now? So it's gonna be great. I don't know if there's gonna be more singing. We'll see how people respond. Dave wants to hear an episode of us roasting Doug nonstop. Well, can't give you a whole episode, but I will say this. Doug, you're a tall drink of water. If it was piss instead of water. Doug, your parents took you back to Babies R Us and they said, you can't return that. And they were like, we know we don't have a receipt. He's just so annoying and such a disappointment. Doug, you're on tour with Skillet right now. That's not a lie. Doug is touring with Skillet doing video and audio stuff of some kind. Doug, your hair looks really good. Your really long hair looks really good. So, in your face. Doug, you are bad at music and you're not even cool. It's about as bad as I can go. He's pretty solid through and through. Can we get a brief history of the band? Okay, gonna be as brief as possible. So the band started back in like 2014. I was not a part of it. It was Dave, Antonio, and then two guys that are not in the band. They wrote that like pirate themed album. The singer quit. I heard them jamming out. I tried out, got in. Doug tried out the same time as me, got in. Eventually, the bass player quit. We brought in Josh. Obviously, Dave quit recently, and we brought in Sam. So that's how we have the lineup that we have now. That's the brief history of the band. Favorite bands to listen to. Right now, I'm obsessed with Sentinels as far as metal goes. I fear when I become the light is torn from the sun. And Vane. Ayaterra, as far as reggae goes. We are on roads. Miles Davis, as far as jazz goes. Eric Gales, as far as blues goes. And the Menzingers, of course, but we already talked about that. Discrimination on the basis of names from Ben. I don't know what that means, but only Sams are allowed on this show, and that's what we wanted to do. Obviously, a play on OnlyFans. I think Anthony had a question. Best Christian metal bands. That's a good question. We don't identify as a Christian metal band. We have a bunch of members that are Christian, and a lot of people rope us into that kind of stuff. Some of the original material was like Christian based, but I love Christian metalcore. It is bands that identify as Christian. First of all, shout out to Convictions. We love them. They just put out a song Supernova last week, I think, and it's really good. And their last EP blew up. It was so good. And they're about to tour with our friends in Earthgroans, and those two are like touring buddies. We love them. We played with them back in like 2016, and we've played like multiple shows where they were both on it. We love Convictions and Earthgrown. So if you don't know them, listen to that. I know a lot of our members like August Burns Red. Wage War they're always solid. Our friends from Philadelphia and Prevailer. Again, I don't know who labels themselves as Christian anymore, so I'm just gonna say people that I know are really nice. Fit for a King, they do a good job with what they got, I think. I know Antonio likes Wolves at the Gate a lot. Oh, best all time is For Today, for sure. The last album they put out was so good, so freaking good. And it just, I don't think it got that much attention. And the one before that was amazing too. And miss them. Hope they come back. But some of their members split and joined up with, I think it's the drummer from Silent Planet. Oh, Silent Planet, obviously. Silent Planet's so good. We just played with them and they were unreal. So For Today members, Silent Planet members, and some other guys made this group called Nothing Left, and they put out like an EP and an album, and they're both amazing. That's probably the best currently is Nothing Left. Best Christian band right now, Nothing Left. Check them out. That's really all I have to talk about. I don't have a whole lot. I'm on break right now. I'm just chilling. My hair is looking so bad. And I'm getting all amped up to celebrate some St. Patty's tomorrow. So get yourself some of this good Irish cream, Irish coffee, Irish whiskey, and have a Jameson and ginger or two. Have some Lucky Charms, and just be good to each other. In 2 weeks, April 1st, we're dropping our EP, Longing for Substance. So I wouldn't mind if you checked it out. It's fine. There's some cool parts. Happy St. Patty's. Until next time.